Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to the Poetry Reading with Perwaiz. How's it going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Namaskar to all of you. Thank you for joining. And it's been, I hope your, week went
Good evening,
well.
sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, sir.
Good
And to
evening.
everyone, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. So let's get started. I think we could just, the other one, other link was not, is not working. So I had to, switch on to the new link. So I beg your pardon. Uh, let's get started. Let's get started with Ray Richard and Deena Padayachee.
Thank you so
Uh,
much. It's an honor to be here with you all. I treasure this gathering on Sundays. It lifts my spirits. Hearing so many wonderful poets, it is a delight. So my first piece is sadly a piece about war. I call this The Brutality. The brutality is almost unbelievable till and if the Pope, the Dalai Lama, the senior rabbi, and mullah should walk through the rubble-strewn streets of Palestine. The brutality is nearly unbelievable until the Pope, the Dalai Lama, the senior rabbi and mullah, and a rock star should walk through the rubble-strewn streets of Palestine. The brutality is incomprehensible until the Pope, the Dalai Lama, the senior rabbi and mullah, and a starlet should walk through the rubble-strewn streets of Palestine. The brutality continues until the Pope, the Dalai Lama, the senior rabbi and mullah, and the Security Council of the UN should walk through the rubble-strewn streets, the broken buildings, the murdered children, the women, the men of Palestine. The brutality continues until. And then, because I try to leave you with at least a positive thought, this is called rain research. Rain research. The tearing, wearying, slow pause before the fainting tall fall. High clouds, polished by the wild wending winds, high clouds, wispy tendrils curl like moving things, evolving, shifting wings, scattering the sun's powerful beams. Then, bear the burden, wavelets sing, waves, quanta pierce, brighten molecules bent, redirected sent by mighty molecular bonds breaking the shaking states, passing, paused by the solar passion paint to collide and coincide, to collect and slaked to break. Spinning, arcing, bumping, microscopic dust, pollen, plus those ubiquitous fluid fuss, carbon filaments, cooler gases slowly gel. Molecular waters collide, abide, and the turning tumbrils, slowly aggregating, undulating waves barely break. Waters, moisture, mist, spinning. Molecular mazurkas, mass threads pass, running rivulets of moisture's mission. Never but ever, bouncing in buffeted threads, combining, twining, all about dancing, darting, swirls and curls of earth breath, gravity, slowly swallowing it all, bouncing, bursting, bundles of tiny molecular water fall, taking, shaking, changing hands to bend, to send. Thermal bleed off, leads off, binges bring, blending, downward seed sending, the water wrapped around the tiniest particles blending, surface tension wears its particles proudly. Decorating these tiny scintillating bundles, the thunders are bursting, and the aggregating bundles tremble to tumble, beginning the harrowing, billowing ballet and downward sallet. Without fail, they seek the earth, tumbling, bumping, growing, glowing, falling, faster, laughter. And when the tumbling water runs down the hills of the wind, racing the gusts, dripping the rippling sky rivers, tumbling, racing cascades into puddles at your feet. Thank you.
What a poem you always offer, man. Sometimes it turned to be very serious, I rented it out and since, a lot to go. I mean, and into thinking. What do you say, Dr. Dina?
Yeah, I just love the poem. I think some of you might be aware that Nelson Mandela's grandson, or great grandson, I'm not even sure, but he looks a lot like Mandela. Very tall, and he's actually married to a Muslim lady. So he and a group of others took a boat across to Palestine. And it was actually a flotilla. They were stopped, and then afterwards he was interviewed on. He was incarcerated, I think, in Palestine, some part of Palestine, with his group of friends, and then got back to South Africa, and then he told the world about what happened to him, and he really looked shocked and upset. But I think Richard's idea is great. I hope some great leaders will participate in that kind of walk through Palestine. My poem today, I've got two brief poems. I must give you some background. The
Let us
9th
give
of
it up
August.
for Richard and then go ahead with. Please give it up, my
Okay.
dear
Let me
friends.
contribute to
Yeah.
Richard's.
Yeah.
I feel he is recognizing, like we all do, the brutality and other words he might use to describe it at the current times. And he is appealing to organizations which we generally acknowledge to be a virtue of people, like the Dalai Lama, United Nations, and so forth. He's calling on them to intercede. But I take it to a spiritual level. I see the brutality as the darkness, and I look at these people as representing the light, because it is only when light descends into the darkness that we can transform darkness. So Richard is basically calling onto the light to transform this current darkness. That's how I saw it.
Exactly, sir. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Dr. Deena Padayachee. Hi,
Okay.
everybody.
The 9th of August is a very special day in South Africa's calendar, and the whole of August is a month when we celebrate women in our country, because on the 9th of August 1956, the women took a stand and they marched to Parliament. And all the races marched, because back then, African women had to carry a passbook at all times. Otherwise, they could be arrested and jailed. So African, European, Indian, and so-called colored women all marched. And that, is a very, very courageous thing to do. I know in the Indian freedom movement, similar things happened with Indian women doing everything they could to overthrow the British, rule in India. But it was so courageous that even now, when we read about it, we just can't believe the amount of provocation they had to actually get down to doing that sort of thing. So we celebrate it, and so I've written a poem which talks about. It was published. It talks about women, celebrates women, and it was published in Glow Mag, and also in the English Academy Review. Um, um, Before I continue, I must just mention, 9th of August 1985 was when the Gandhi home in Nanda, just outside Durban, was looted and dismantled and destroyed. And it was a place of great peace for me, tranquility. I used to go there when I felt very troubled in spirit. And I felt a sense of empathy with Gandhi's spirit. But after that, when you go there, I certainly don't feel that anymore. So I wrote a short story about it called The Visitor, which talks about the destruction of the ashram and a conversation between the spirit of Gandhi and a person who's destroying the place. I put it from the point of view of the destroyer who doesn't know anything about Gandhi. And that's, of course, our big problem in the world, that people who should be celebrated and known about are not known about as much as they should be. This first poem is for Women's Month. It's called Women. Men may rant and rave, torture and slaughter, burn and pillage, but in the end, it is the wise ladies who give birth to the future. I'm just going to do some screen sharing for the next poem. Hopefully that will appear on your screens. This is called South African Indians. Now, it's a very angry poem. I apologize for that in advance. But South African Indians are a minority. And always with people who are under attack, there's two ways to react, or three ways. One is to be totally neutral, not react to anything. The second thing is to collaborate with the people who are actually attacking your people. And that happened in France after it was overrun by the Germans. It happened in Norway when something similar happened in World War II. And I'm afraid it happened in South Africa during apartheid and continues now. So this poem is called South African Indians. There is a special place in hell for selfish Indians who choose to be whores, Indians who celebrate their disloyalty to other Indians, Indians who are ashamed of being Indians. You know, as an aside, I'll mention that there are many South African Indians, especially the so-called intelligentsia, who say, don't call me Indian, I'm South African. So they reject their Indian genes and their Indian culture and their Indian heritage, language, and identity because they want to be known as South Africans. Then there are Indians who happily betray fellow Indians, Indians who choose to war against fellow Indians, Indians who shamelessly join those who war against fellow Indians, Indians who are the poison in Indian coffee, Indians who celebrate their treachery, Indians who do not believe in themselves, Indians who look down upon themselves, Indians who perpetually seek foreign gods, foreign cultures, foreign languages, alien faiths, Indians who reject themselves, and then they wonder in amazement why they are rejected. Yes, there is a special place in hell for such Indians. This poem was sparked. I actually wrote a bit of it yesterday and today only for the first time by something that an American, I think she was Secretary of State, called Madeleine, said that women who won't support other women, there has to be a special place in hell for them. And that got me thinking about our local South African Indians. Many of them are wonderful, fabulous people. This, I think, is a minority I'm writing about, just like Quisling in Norway and Pétard in France were part of a minority who collaborated with the Nazis. Thank you.
That's a sad part, in fact, I would say that. You can stop sharing this screen. And, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Sorry, can I just ask, does anybody want to say anything? Lantern
Yes,
Carrier?
please.
Not at the moment.
Okay, Richard?
I would be glad. I would be glad to say it's so difficult to try to uphold proper values and offer some guidance, some criticism without condemnation, without blanket condemnation. And I think you threaded that needle very carefully, and you urge people to think better, to behave better, without the kind of blanket condemnation that just adds fuel to the fire. Thank you. This is something that people need to know more about, and thank you also for mentioning the destruction of his home. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to say something too. while Deena was explaining the situation, I was thinking of all the minority groups living, the immigrants coming to Europe. And my brother is a journalist, and he said one of the biggest problems that we have here in Greece is that it's very difficult to distinguish between the really good immigrants that we want to have and the ones who are going to just sell drugs or do crime. And he said it's just so difficult. The authorities are trying to we want the good, we want the immigrants with the families who just come to work. And I have some wonderful Indian students. They're like the most wonderful children, and they have great families. So yeah, it's kind of, I think what Deena was referring to is a problem that exists in all minorities living in other countries. So I don't think you can you can just say it's like the same for everyone. I mean, there's Palestinians living in Athens who are absolutely wonderful people with wonderful families. And then we have jihad people as well. So it's very, very difficult to filter the ones who are going to cause trouble and the ones who are going to be an asset to each society. So
Exactly,
yeah.
Alexandra. Exactly. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
sharing your view. And this is very difficult thing, and to digest the fact, as to how no one behaves. So thank you so much, sir. Very thoughtful and very, thought provoking, as very protest kind. Please give it up, my dear friends. Please welcome Miss Rupali Pandey. Miss Rupali Pandey.
Sandaji, I cannot see myself. It says
You
that
cannot.
your micro.
That doesn't is not necessary, ma'am. You go on reading.
Okay, fine. So today, everyone, good evening and namaste, everybody, and thank you for giving me chance here to recite my poem. Today, I am repeating a poem written by me only in Hindi. So everybody goes through this feeling, krodh. Krodh is anger. So I'll start my poem. क्रोध अग्नि सा जलता भीतर, क्रोध अग्नि सा जलता भीतर, मन का चैन चुरा लेता है। मीठे रिश्तों की बगिया को, मीठे रिश्तों की बगिया को पल में सूना कर देता है। जब ये आंखों में भर आता, जब ये आंखों में भर आता, बुद्धि राह को खो देती है, बुद्धि राह को खो देती है। सच झूठ का भेद मिटाकर, सच झूठ का भेद मिटाकर जीवन में धुंध बो देती है, जीवन में धुंध बो देती है। शब्द शब्द बाण बनकर निकले तो घाव बहुत गहरे करते हैं, शब्द बाण बनकर निकले तो घाव बहुत गहरे करते हैं। क्षण भर का यह अंधा बादल, क्षण भर का ये अंधा बादल अपने ही घर को डरते हैं। धैर्य क्षमा का दीप जलाओ, धैर्य क्षमा का दीप जलाओ, मन में शीतलता भर लो तुम। क्रोध छोड़, क्रोध छोड़, प्रेम अपनाओ, जीवन को सुंदर कर लो तुम। ये मैंने लिखा है अपने ही पब्लिश्ड बुक कलरफुल इनसाइट, वहीं से मैंने नरेट किया है। थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू प्रसन्ना जी।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for reading out. Very valid point that you raised up. And the anger, we need to control the anger. Yes, definitely.
Yes, everyone goes through this feeling every day. So this poem, anybody would like to comment on that, Prasanna ji?
Well, krodh is one of the 5 cardinal sins in yoga. We
Yes,
speak of the ahamkara, which is the ego, lobo, which is greed, and we go down like that,
absolutely.
including crowd. And from these five, these are the five cardinal ones. You know, in Christianity it has seven, but from these five sins, a lot, everything else, you know, happens. So controlling anger is extremely important. And
Yes.
there is what we can call a righteous anger sometimes, but mostly it's a destructive quality in humans. So I really love the poem that you did about it. You spoke about love, you spoke about the soul, you spoke about the shabd, and you know I recognize quite a few of the Sanskrit words you were using. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for appreciation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Please give
Thank
it up.
you.
Friends, please welcome Manatita Hutchinson.
Oh,
Welcome.
me. Okay, all right.
Nandkeolyar.
Thanks. Oh, no, sorry. Armor and softness, dual nature. Armor and softness, dual nature. Om. Here in this dance of soft silence, in this crescendo of soundless sound, I come from delight, live in delight, and at the end of my journey's close, into delight, I shall return. Om Anandat Janma, Om Anande Jivanam, Om Yatraya Ante, Om Anandam Puna Apshami. Love bathes me in the ice cream of mercy, yet wields the armor of my justice light. I lie in the softness with my lover, our hearts dancing like fireflies in the glow of moonlight, our souls singing psalms to the breastplates of the gods. The delicacy of her lips merges with a fiery passion, softening the sweetness of my soul. Her velvety chocolate skin evokes a silent celestial joy, a remedial balm for the old wounds of my sorrow. I recall my childlike naivety, running around naked in the throes of laughter with a cute playfulness that came only from childhood days, yet I was also mischievous and daring. Sometimes I was valiant too, and like a knight in shining armor, I braved the wind, leapt gleefully at the overhanging branches of both guava and mango blossoms. Right now, though, our intimacy soar like kites on high, or emotive drunken sweetness singing like whistling winds to the shooting stars. We melt like butter, exposing our intimacy, leaving the shield of King Arthur's glorious knights behind us. Here in this transient honey of desires, I was this melody of life, painting my scars in an abyss of shadows. Yet, like a phoenix, I evoke the fire of love with an undaunting will as my breath becomes a breeze, my strength like thunderous leaves. I play with sunsets, blow kisses at butterflies, hold silent monologues with daffodils and rainbows. Yet the cosmos is unforgiving and demands my dual nature, a sort of Jekyll and Hyde consciousness, wedded in such a way that I hurt on thorns, yet smiles at roses. Aye, these masks we wear, these shields of armor, crucial to protect the delicate glow of tender vessels we call life. This supple journey of myriad give and take. In this ballroom of joy and sorrow, of light and darkness, we cross on fragile bridges, praying that they hold. So here I am, the affection-flooded nurse in palliative care, or the persona of defense I take to the inebriates in the ER. I carry my shields, my hopes and dreams, indulgences and attachments, dwelling either in the corridors of Hades or in the radiant smile from the beloved like twinkling stars. Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrito mamritam gamaya. Lead me from falsehood to truth. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality.
Amen.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Lantern Carry, thank you.
My goodness. You're the phoenix and true crusaders. Wonderful. Please give it up, my dear friends. Anybody would like to, react? Please go ahead. Thank you so much. Laura is up next. Laura,
Okay, did you? Yes, I was going to say, did you say my name? That was beautiful, Lantern, and so healing and uplifting, and with the singing too. It was just a healing experience, like the sun
Thank
shining
you.
on us. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
you can read now, Laura. You can present your poem.
Oh, okay. Me? Okay. I'm going to. It's a hard choice, but I'm going to go with a happy piece. So this is it was inspired in South Africa when I visited my son some years back. He was studying there. It's called On a Day When the Desert Blooms. On a day when the desert blooms royal, when the mother tongue plants lick the soil, when the clouds rise out of ant mounds, hard as concrete, light as grace. On a day when you walk the red path, when the flower nectar yellows the sky, when the leaf and blade lilac the land, when the quiver trees stand soft as 2,000 years of rain. On a day when you see the immutable soul of flesh and blood, animal and man, walk the sound of beauty, brave the pain of limb. On this day, the earth will spread its apron of effervescent life in rainbow colors to heal your weak soul from a deathly life, to raise your heart like a lily on a barren hill. Thank you very much for your patience.
Laura, you sometimes remind me of shlokas, the ancient Vedic rishis and seers, the way they use their mantras and the way they evoke 1,000 memories in just 3 lines. They had this gift of telling a story. They can tell you books in just 3 or 4 lines, and you have that quality of sound. In Christianity, we call it Gregorian chants, but of course, I'm a fan of the ancient rishis and seers, so they were much deeper, much more profound, and that the way you intonate, and then of course the content of what you say is so beautiful as well. So it's pretty alluring and bewitching in its own way. So I thank you. What's the word? Vielen Dank. Vielen Dank.
Thank you so much, Laura. That was lovely. We have got
Um,
this.
Sorry, I just have to interject. As always, Lantern's wisdom absolutely astounds me. I suppose I shouldn't be astounded, but I hang on to his every word. Everything he has to say is so much depth and meaning. His vocabulary is so extensive. He's so articulate, and his knowledge and insight is incredible. And it's always the highlight of attending Fertile Brains webinars to listen to Lantern Carrier. And I
And
must not take anything away from Laura. That was so beautiful, Laura. I really want to thank you for sharing that with us and igniting Lantern's words. Thank you.
and more
Thank you so
importantly,
much.
like
Thank you.
how intently you're listening to. So he's intently listening
So
to
can I,
each word,
sir? Can I? Can
each word. So that is something, you know. So we have got a little thing, you know, to celebrate. You know, one of
Yes.
our poem, Fatal Brains member, who happens to be a artist. I mean, like creative artist, and she has, brought out a magazine, and I would love you all to, you know, unveil the Bronx. You know, she's choosing this Fertile Brains platform to unveil and, you know, to show up to all of you and to tell about. And it features, the magazine features like articles, or sure, you know, reviews, poetry, art pieces, and everything, you know, whatnot. So I would just take your moment, and I request you all to, you know, put your hands together, and I will just share a screen in, showing up our Anjali Das Kotapati's new book. Wow. So I guess you're able to see this. Uh, could you able to see this, my dear friends? This is called Art Point of View.
Yes, we can see this. Thanks. Brilliant. Beautiful.
Art Point of View, Art Point of View. And there is a another this thing. Yes, this is it. This is Anjali, Miss Anjali Das holding, brush and, you know, painting. So that is something one, and I would love to share another one, which is in a video. I think, could you able to share this? Let me play this. Could you able to see this video, sir? No? I think I could just...
Not yet.
No? No?
We can hear the
I
music.
can hear it, yeah, but no visual.
Okay, then I think I could just stop this and again play the thing up. Just a minute.
I saw there was a visual I saw.
Yeah, this is it. Could you able to
Yes.
now?
But now
Nothing yet. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
it's coming. It's here. It's here.
Just put your hands together, my dear friends. That is Art Point of
Ah,
View.
lovely. Beautiful.
Art Point of View by Anjali Das Kotapati.
Magnificent.
Yes. Yes.
So, the best to you, Miss Anjali Das. Thank you for bringing out the magazine for all of us, and for the creative artists who would like to share their pieces and all. You could get in touch with her and get featured. Yes, Anjali ma'am.
Thank you so much. This is my proud moment for me. After a long time, I decided to do this launching, because in all world we have a lot of presentations of poetry, and poetry will come to our heart, and every moment we will experience about anything about whatever we are seeing. We will see the trees or something, and the heart beats more. That's why the poet will comes to out. And painting and every art form is a new creation. So I want to present my artworks in the platform in the magazine. So what is poets think? What is my thinking about what I learned in the paintings? So that is a very fantastic moment. This is, thank you so much to all the poets overall world, and thank you so much to President Kumar sir. This is a proud moment just dedicated to my grandparents, Kotapati Venkateshwara Rao garu and Krishna Kumar garu. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Anjali ma'am. Anybody would like to say in response to that? If you could
I
give.
found the art very alluring. I was pretty much drawn to the whole thing, so sublime, so lofty. So, and I wish to congratulate her and offer my best wishes for
Thank
this
you.
magazine or whatever she's trying to do. Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
sir.
sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you. Congratulations, Anjali ma'am.
Thank you,
Let's
sir.
go
Thank you,
to
sir. Thank you.
let's go to Alexandra.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you all.
Alexandra.
Yeah. I'll just read half so it's not too long. Keep up with that turquoise lover, so full of love and kindness. Before doubt compromises every fleshed out interaction, keeping viable honey-sweetened utopias, sinking in the black swamp of remorse, leeches of greed sucking on lust and shame, enduring through our biggest mistakes, emerging into our new biggest improvements, into new consummations of refined affection, earth blooming with polychroming, cultivating virtues, olive branch rites turquoising all plentiful harvests. Keep up with that cleansing so salving for each wound, before pus infests every vital feeling and thought, keeping soft every hardened organ, our hearts tormented by dark red memories, collapsing at the gates of our own perdition, crawling through our narrow bloodied trenches, discovering new veins of replenishment, new streams of purification, untainted rivers gushing ahead boundlessly, blue-crested sky showers cleansing all defilement. I'll just stop there, half the poem. It's I think one of the darkest poems.
Of course. But otherwise, we would like it, to continue for the stream.
I don't want to take up everyone's
Of course.
time.
I understand.
Alexandra, she is always presenting what I call a kaleidoscope of light, a panorama of beauty which is quintessentially sublime and lofty and take us to the highest goals. More and more poets are talking about how poetry is being utilized right now to heal the world. And of course, I think in terms of everything as energy, words are energy. And of course, you have the graphics in between, which are so full of light. And then they have subtle energies in their own way, which can inspire humans. And so it's a phenomenal, marvelous contribution. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's welcome Lolita Miria. Hi, Lolita. How are you? It's been a long time.
Hello to everyone. Thank you, Kumar, Mr. for inviting me. Yeah, I know it's been a long time because I did not have time lately. So I managed today to be here, but I won't be for long. I have a poem here that initially was write it in Spanish, but I translated it in English so I can read it here. Like I usually write, it's about all the bad things that are happening in the world, that there have no explanation, but we are trying to change them with kindness. Anyway, it's like the title is Cries of Crickets. It's the cry of the weak people who are begging for justice. Hidden in the ground, entangled in the grass, the crickets are pleading for light. The clouds listen to their complaints, but the wind does not carry their message. Should human beings listen to human beings? Desert can be anywhere, just like the sorrow and pain. Maybe it's hard to understand the same system of veins. Could it be that the light of the flowers was born only for some? Thank you.
Quite for justice. Thank you so much, Lolita. So much of things.
The light of the flowers was born for all, but some hearts are dark. Christ says they have eyes, but they cannot see.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing your piece. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. I happen to meet a small girl. I mean, just she's studying in 10th class. She's brilliant. I mean, we had a workshop on haiku, and then nearby. So Kashvi is her name. So I'm going to introduce Kashvi. She is studying 10th and she is a brilliant poet, I would say that. Yes, Kashvi, over to you. You could just talk and read out your poem.
Hello, my name is Kashvi and I'm actually in the ninth grade. So, yeah, I've been writing poems since very young age, third grade. And as Sir said, I've recently been to a haiku workshop. Yeah, so I'm here to read out two of my poems. They're brief, so they won't take more of your time. So the first one is Salt Water and Soul. I'll start. Ocean waves, they come and go. A beginning of life, filled with sacrifice or sorrow. They take what they must, a life or someone loved, but fill our hearts with trust to nourish a new beginning. Fate or what is written may be a gift or may a curse. Water cures a withering plant, a plant destined for worse. Cures a broken heart in the form of tears. Never lets thy fall apart, in the end banishing all our fears. Waves of modesty, blue and teal, they carry magic one could only feel. A loving caress in every fold lies the longing of a story untold.
Super, excellent.
Yeah, I commend you, my Didiji. Great smile, great poetry, great potential. You're doing well. Keep it up, keep it up. Fantastic. Brilliant work.
Thank you very much.
Carry on your second one.
Yeah, so the second one, it's called A Universe Within. Never fathom what it brings. A new adventure with all sorts of marvelous things. A distant world many light years away, one you can't even imagine during the day. A universe full of thoughts, each one like a star, sometimes dark, sometimes bright. Rekindle one's lost joy and help them seek a new light. What phenomenon is this that causes one's eyes to gleam? It happens only during the night, so close your eyes and embrace a dream.
Amazing. You're full of thoughts, Kashvi. Wonderful. Uh, Excellent. Anybody would like to share their word,
Well,
please?
she's very young. Are your parents here, dear, or are you by yourself?
I'm here by myself.
Okay, you're brave as well too. You know, the confidence is necessary to the poetry you'll bring to us in the not too distant future. You know, you're very, very promising, very, very promising, great potential. And yeah, Moonlit Smile, like I said before, I appreciate what you do. I don't want to speak too much. I think I'm taking over. Thank you so much. Dhanyabad, dhanyabad.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Shalini, ma'am, you wanted to say something.
Yes, I think, I am so absolutely overwhelmed with your thought process for one so young. I mean, the
Thank
universe
you.
within, absolutely. I mean, you're so gifted. And all I can say that, please keep writing and God bless you. And I am so happy to be able to listen to your poems today. They're like a piece of melody.
Thank
They're
you.
so
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So I selected a gem fair today.
You
Kashu.
did, you did. Yes, hope to see you. You're already, a little blossoming bud. So
Yes,
good.
you made our day. Thank you
Mm.
so much.
Thank you for the opportunity as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Please give a
you.
round of applause, my dear friends. Please, next up is Mrinal Kanti Ghosh. Please unmute your mic, sir. Please unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
I am reading my two little poems. First poem is English and second is Bengali. Cold wind. The cold and silent wind is blowing near my cottage. My love's footsteps is distance from my garden. The darkness covered all around the busy wind. Sleeping grassless are covered with morning dews. Dreaming memory is beautiful. The mountains are busy and soundless. The snow is melting near the mountains. So beautiful and crazy was that morning. My second is Bengali. শিরিষ ছায়ায় নীলাঞ্জনা নদীর চরের উপর নীল আকাশ খেলা করে বাদামি রোদ্দুরে শিরিষ ছায়ার ভিতরে ঘুমিয়ে থাকা ক্লান্ত পথিক আমি ছায়া ছায়া স্মৃতির উপর হেঁটে যাই মায়াবী শীতল চোখে নিবিড় ছায়ার মধ্যে সোনা সোনা ক্লান্তি বরফ ছায়ার ভিতর খেলা করে ঘুম ভাঙা চোখে যাযাবর মুনিয়া পাখির দল হেঁটে যায় আমি শুয়ে থাকি এখানে আজীবন ক্লান্তিতে জীবন এখানে পায়ে পায়ে শব্দ করে নির্ভেজাল আকুতি আদরে থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ
So beautiful, sir. Very crisp, very sweet.
Incredibly beautiful. And I really love the Bengali songs. He reminds me of my teacher. Whoever speaks in Bengali reminds me of my teacher. He came from the village of Shatpur in East Bengal. And you have that sweetness. Bengalis have sweetness in the voice. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
থ্যাংক ইউ
Please welcome. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends, and please welcome my friend Unmesh Mohitkar.
Hey, hello everyone. Good to see you all. Great to see you all the known faces. Thanks, Prasanna. Here we go. Raise your hand if you're a loser. Raise your hand if you have ever been a loser. Many of us will refuse to accept that they are the one or have been a loser sometimes in their life. Friends, 3 times a day. Try it. Morning, afternoon, dinner. Of course, eat something. It's too hard to digest the truth with empty stomach. In this race of life, winners are crowned. Get all the spotlight, the trophies. What do losers get? They are overlooked, brushed off, marginalized like stale newspaper news, like stale food, never to be loved again. My question is to you is, will there be winners without losers? Will there be winners without losers? Losers are very important. They are the workers in the factory called production of winners. Try. Try being a loser. Try being a loser. It's really path breaking, time shifting, arresting experience. You lose all. What is there to lose then? There is no envy, no hurry in the world of losers. Time just floats. Time just floats like empty clouds meandering for nothing. But if you meditate for peace, as per the loser's philosophy, you're not a true loser. You have to meditate for nothing. You have to meditate for nothing and let the process decide what you will receive. Raise your hand if you are a loser. Don't get me wrong. There is a lot of competition in this space. There is a lot of competition. Beware, some losers are hopeless. They will try to lose better than you. They want to win the race to be the perfect loser. Don't get sucked into this competition for winning the World Cup of losers. Show a big heart and be your own loser. Raise your hand if you are a loser. World was not built by just successful people, but by losers who became successful. After realizing that the winners have lost the appetite for truth, adventure, and fight, this nothing to lose attitude can produce greatness, which the winners will definitely appreciate. But will it make the loser a winner? In this world of losers, there are no winners. How come this winner is a loser? If he wins and behaves like a winner, he is supposed to be kicked out of the loser's world. No place for winners here. Raise your hand if you are a loser. So, if you are following someone, please verify if he's a loser or a winner. If he is a winner, he will buy a big car, but a loser will change the world. Life. Life is full of ups and downs. You lose and you still win. You win and you still lose. Pieces of puzzle walking on thin ice, trying to make sense out of all this nonsense. There are no losers, there are no winners, just empty people in search of love. Raise your hand if you are a real loser. Thank you.
I
Thanks.
raised my hand. I raised my hand. Yeah, we need to glorify losers. Yes.
I think we all need to raise our hands.
Yes, ma'am. Continue.
So a list once of losers. I think I've forgotten the names, but there was a guy called Kentucky who failed like 300 times or something like that. And now there are Kentucky shops and stores all around the world.
So can I talk?
Please, ma'am, go ahead. Go ahead, everyone.
So I'm the loser, and I completed my PG, and second term I got an accident. I stopped my studies. I went back to my home. I come back to my home, but on that time I really cried on that. Today this is the proud moment. How many days I fighted, how many days I struggled, but today is a proud moment for me. And I'm winner or not, I don't know. Still, end of the day, I want to give some message to world. Thank you. I'm the loser.
I think losing is the preliminary to winning, and I've really missed Unmesh.
I miss you, Alexandra, as well.
I was thinking he's the other side.
Me too. Sorry, carry on, Lance.
I was thinking he's the other side with Julian of Malaysia, because Julian has some work which are quite similar, but he's as quiet as a lake, and Unmesh is as dynamic as the river, a vibrant river. So they're opposites.
Yeah. He's a perfect poet performer, so dramatic. So actually, if you win the rat race, you're a rat still. You still remain a rat. So I don't know whether the winner is a loser or the loser is a winner. But that's in a paradoxical situation. Wonderful. I love the way Unmesh should. He's so he's really a theater person, it's so wonderful.
Yes.
Thank
I
you, sir.
love the way you your renditions are riveting. And I think the way you recite your poems, on first glance, when you read it, you always have a smile on your face. But then when you delve deeper, then you realize there's much more than meets the eye. In fact, I thought your poem was very poignant. It was, like very contemplative, very insightful. I think somewhere or the other, we have all been a loser or we are a loser. So I don't think there is any person who is just a perfect winner per se. So I think you've just brought out this so beautifully. Thank you for this. Wonderful.
He's too busy losing. That's why we don't see him.
I think the losing part is that much more exciting. You don't have to worry about anything. I think that's the beauty of it.
Shalini, you sound so wise. You come across very well.
Thank you so much,
Of course,
sir. Thank you
Unmesh is
so
just
much.
brilliant.
Wow.
I don't know because
Unmesh's rendition is fantastic.
it is in fact, it's riveting. I mean, it captivates you. You are held.
Thank you
Wonderful.
so much, sir. Thank you so much. That was phenomenal. That was phenomenal. Please give it up, my dear friends. That was Unmesh Mohitkar. Please welcome Miss Mausumi Halder.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, ma'am. Please go ahead.
As our India's national Independence Day is approaching fast, so I'm going to present today our national song of India and one sher in Urdu. So I will begin with Vande Mataram, written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. This is a national song of India. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Sujalam Sufalam Malayaj Sheetala Shasya Shyamala Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram Shubhra Jyotsna Pulkit Yamini Pullakusumita Drumadal Shobhini Suhasini Sumadhur Bhashini Sukhdam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind. This was my tribute to Motherland India. Now I want to give a brief about it. It is about I bow to thee, mother, or I praise thee, mother. Our motherland, well watered and rich with abundant harvest, and cool with gentle southern breezes. And our motherland is always rich in with the fertile fields. To the mother I bow. This song not only evokes the greatness of India in its geographical description, but evokes a sense of patriotism in us, not only on a single day, but since time immemorial, ever since it has been written. This song gives strength to everyone who loves his or her motherland. Thank you. And now I will present one sher बेखुदी खुद को तलाशने का भी जरिया है। बेखुदी खुद को तलाशने का भी जरिया है। यही तो दिल का सुकून और करार है। यही तो दिल का सुकून और करार है। It means a state of self-forgetfulness. A state of self-forgetfulness is also a way to know ourselves. And this is what is peace of mind, body and soul, which leads us to the ultimate bliss. Which leads us to the ultimate bliss. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening to my national song of India and my motherland, about my motherland and my share. Thanks for your patience. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
You've done
much.
it so beautifully, and for this coming Saturday, I believe the 15th, you've done your country extremely, extremely proud. Vande Mataram is at the core of India's heart, and you Indians all know that. And I bow to you. I bow to you. I bow to Mother India. I bow to you.
Thank you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you, sir. It was my duty to pay respect to our motherland. That's why Independence Day is also approaching us. So
Yes.
a little tribute.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
The
Please
15th, we
welcome
will
Miss
celebrate
Anita,
you.
Dr. Anita Sharma. Dr. Anita Sharma.
Good evening and namaste to all of you, all the beautiful, pretty faces over here. I think I'm back after a gap of few episodes. Thank you, Prasanna sir, for having this platform for us. Because ma'am was talking about the freedom, so I'll read a poem titled "A Tribute" from my book, which is published lately. That is Feminine Liar. It's available on Amazon. Title of the poem is A Tribute. With grace and humility, I felicitate all those who fought and stood firm against all odds, irrespective of the end, where they fall on dust, to be dust forever. There are distant drums of war from all directions. With half-burnt world, the people cry echoes in the pain of all those who left them midway like a baby elephant dropped down in a big hole. They didn't fight for any crown or an adornment, but their valor and selfless service to the nation make them fearless and relentless to fight back until they win or lose life, like the Romans' duel. Finally, their souls ride on air to sing with trees, fallen heroes of the war front, so varied and keen to attain peace, either in martyrdom or in victory over the false prejudices in the battlefield. If you allow me, sir, I'll read another poem in Hindi. Uh, the title of the poem is related to the first poem only and the theme also. Prasanna, sir, may I?
Please, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay.
Please.
This was a tribute to the martyrs, which I read earlier. Now I'll read the on the war, which is going on, all around us in the world, and what kind of scenario is there in the war in the present, arena. So it's written in Hindi, and the title is Yudh. Yudh means war. महाभारत के रणभेदी शंख नहीं, अब बजते हैं हवाई सायरन। काले अंधेरे में सरोबार, गांव गांव और शहर शहर जुगनू से लहराते बलखाते ड्रोन, ड्रोम और लड़ाकू विमान। जब गूंजते आकाश में कहीं दूर जल उठती है मानवता, गहरे शोर और धुएं के गुबार में सुनाई देती है रणभूमि से शहर बाजार तक ये चित्कार सिंगार की, ये करुणामयी चित्कार, तोड़माला प्रेम भरे संस्कार के। एक मैं का अहम हम पर होता भारी, एक मैं का अहम हम पर होता भारी, फूलों से सजे सपनों को सब जाने कहाँ ढह जाते बन राख के ढेर। सुलगती आग की लपटें, बरसते बम और मिसाइलें, सिसकती माएं बिलखते बच्चे, हवास परेशान वर्दी वाले परछाइयों में अपनों को ढूंढते, वो बेबस हाथ थके मन और तन, लाल खून से लथपथ धरा और धुएं के गुबार से ढका ये आसमां, क्रंदन करते पशु पक्षी नर नारी, इन सब पर भी अहम का युद्ध है भारी, अहम का युद्ध है भारी। अंतहीन द्वेष ईर्ष्या और संशय से उत्पन्न यह रणभेदी अग्निपथ जीवन और मानवीय संवेदनाओं को कर दे शर्मसार। जब अबोध बालक हो घायल, जब माँ की कोख हो जाए सोने, जब बहन बेटी के लग जाए मंडी, जब जवानी तोड़े दम नफरत की आग में, जब शास्त्र समर्पित हो अग्नि को और शस्त्र सजा हो हस्त में, उस समाज और राष्ट्र में भरा हो केवल द्वंद्व विध्वंस से लवरेज ये युद्ध। आओ प्रेम और सहनशीलता का बीज बोएं, उखाड़ फेंके नफरत के पौधे, अपने अंतर मन के बगीचे में शांति के फूल खिलाएं। चलो एक बार फिर इस धरा को हम स्वर्ग बनाएं। चलो एक बार फिर इस धरा को अब स्वर्ग बनाएं। धन्यवाद।
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent. Wow, so beautiful.
Thank
I
you,
like
sir.
the reading, especially the reading. Yes, you said much of the things, but yes, I like the beautiful of conveyance, no? So, how you convey the message. Rupali ma'am wants to say something, no? Yeah, then I don't know. Shalini ma'am, very Shalini ma'am. She's gone. Okay, I think very beautiful, ma'am. I loved it thoroughly. So beautiful. Thank you
Sir,
so much for. Ha.
can I, sir? Ma'am, when you reading this, मुझको महाभारत का युद्ध भूमि याद आ रहा है. मैं नहीं देखा, but I heard a lot of stories. That's why it's very fantastic. But peacefulness is very important. But we have to learn how to protect our India. And fantastic reading. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Please welcome Dr. Mr. Devendra KC. Devendra sir. Devendra KC. Devendra.
Good evening all. Namaste.
Please, sir, go ahead.
For today,
You're traveling somewhere, or you can't get through. Okay, let us go to Dr. Gangalaxmi Patnaik, ma'am, and Shyamaprasad Patnaik. Gangalaxmi Patnaik, Dr.
yes, sir.
Gangalaxmi Patnaik.
Yes,
And
Kapat. Good morning, evening, friends. I am Dr. Gangalaxmi Patnaik. Like to pay my tribute to books, as yesterday was Book Lovers' Day. The title of my poem is Rejoice in Books. Rejoice in Books. The poem runs like this. Stretching eyes, I could see lofty bookshelf, breathing and whispering, where seeds of knowledge burst open, crawling towards flowing flowering. Stretching eyes, I could see lofty bookshelf, breathing and whispering, where seeds of knowledge burst open, crawling towards flowing flowering. Books offer magical escape into realities, spark imagination, build empathy for improving, always let the readers experience diverse lives, step into shoes to understand feeling. Books offer magical escape into realities, spark imagination, build empathy for improving. Always let the readers experience diverse lives, step into shoes to understand feeling. I smell ink, turn page, leave behind busy age, feel emotion of beasties in every word. Hear voices I never heard, wish I were bookshelf, lying near study rooms. Bookaholics get lost in each page to know about this riddle-ridden world. I smell ink, turn page, leave behind busy age, feel emotion of beasties in every word, hear voices I never heard, wish I were bookshelf, lying near study rooms. Bookaholics get lost in each page to know about this riddle-ridden world. I stop signing contracts, stop going outdoor for lecturing tour, clings only book stacks, as books are constantly being attacked by white ants, dust, cockroaches. I stop signing contracts, stop going outdoor for lecturing tour, clings only book stacks, as books are constantly being attacked by white ants, dust, cockroaches. My first task after waking up is to read books, few pages. Last task before sleeping is repeating Sherlock Holmes series. My first task after waking up is to read books, few pages. Last task before sleeping is repeating Sherlock Holmes series. Now, this is the end of the poem, friends. Thanks for your patient listening. Thanks.
That was so beautiful, ma'am. Thank you for coming and for sharing your piece. Uh, please welcome Dr. Please give a round of applause and please welcome Mr. Shyamaprasad Patnaik.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Prasannaji, for inviting me. Today, I'm going to recite two poems. Excuse me, some technical. Sorry, there was an interruption. Thank you, Prasannaji, for inviting me. And good evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to recite two poems, one in English and another, as usual, in my mother tongue, Odia. The first poem is in English. The title of my poem is Great Men Inspire. And here it goes. In life's topsy-turvy terrain, we encounter numerous upheavals. While plucking beautiful, delicate roses, rough spikes prick, causing injuries. Numerous hindrances may come to stall path of progress. Instead of pondering over past failures, accumulate resilience. Cultivate art of overcoming adversities with profound poise. Focus on your objectives diligently to hit bull's eyes. Be inspired by great men and their valuable tenets. Self-confidence and faith serve as success booster. Profound faith on Almighty shall lead you to triumph odds. Your indomitable capabilities and tenacity shall overcome unseen hurdles, face barriers audaciously to mitigate every crisis. Positivity, fortitude, and optimism illumines your path through murkiness. And that is the end of my English poem. My Odia poem is poetry is my inspiration. ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କବିତାର ଶୀର୍ଷକ ହେଲା କବିତା ମୋ ପ୍ରେରଣାର ଉତ୍ସ। କବିତା ମୋ ପ୍ରେରଣାର ଉତ୍ସ। କବିତାଟି ଏହିପରି ପ୍ରେମ କବିତା ମୋ ମନର ସମ୍ବେଦନଶୀଳ ଆବେଗ ଓ ରୋମାଞ୍ଚିତ ଅନ୍ତଃକରଣକୁ ଜାଗ୍ରତ କରେ। ପ୍ରେମ କବିତା ମୋ ମନର ସମ୍ବେଦନଶୀଳ ଆବେଗ ଓ ରୋମାଞ୍ଚିତ ଅନ୍ତଃକରଣକୁ ଜାଗ୍ରତ କରେ। କବିତାର ପଦ ସମୂହରେ ଚିତ୍ରିତ ରୋମାଞ୍ଚିତ ପ୍ରେମ କାହାଣୀ ଦ୍ୱାରା ମୋର ଭାବନା ଶକ୍ତି ଉଜ୍ଜୀବିତ ହୁଏ। ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ ନିଛାଟିଆ ସ୍ଥାନରେ ନିଜକୁ ନିଃସଙ୍ଗ ଅନୁଭବ କରେ, କବିତା ମୋତେ ପ୍ରେରଣା ଦିଏ। ଛନ୍ଦଯୁକ୍ତ ଗୀତି କବିତା, ଭକ୍ତି ଓ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କବିତା ଗୌରବମୟ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟରଶ୍ମି ଭଳି ଆଲୋକିତ କରେ। ଚିତ୍ତାକର୍ଷକ ବସନ୍ତର ଅସାମାନ୍ୟ ମହକ ଓ ମାଦକତା ଭରା କବିତାର ଛନ୍ଦଯୁକ୍ତ ଉପସ୍ଥାପନା ମନକୁ ଆମୋଦିତ କରେ। ମୋର ବହୁକୋଣୀୟ ଅଭିବ୍ୟକ୍ତି ମାନସ ପ୍ରଚ୍ଛଦକୁ ବିବିଧ ରଙ୍ଗରେ ରଙ୍ଗେଇ ଦିଏ। ବର୍ଷା ବିଷୟରେ କବିତା ରେଖା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ଅଙ୍କିତ କରି ଉତ୍ସାହର ସହିତ ରୋମାଞ୍ଚିତ କରାଇ ଦିଏ। ରଜନୀଗନ୍ଧା ଓ ମଲ୍ଲୀ ଫୁଲର ସୁଗନ୍ଧ କବିତାରୁ ଉତ୍ପନ୍ନ ଗାୟକ ବିହଙ୍ଗ ଯୋଡିଙ୍କ ମେଲୋଡିରେ ଉଜ୍ଜଳ ରେଖା ଚିତ୍ରଣ କରେ। ମନପବନ ଅଶ୍ଵ ପିଠିରେ କଳ୍ପିତ ପରୀ ରାଜକୁମାରୀ ସୁନ୍ଦରୀ ମତ୍ସ୍ୟକନ୍ୟା ମୋ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ କୌଶଳକୁ ରୁଦ୍ଧିମନ୍ତ କରନ୍ତି। କବିତା ଅନେକ ସମୟରେ ମନର ବେଦନା ଓ ଦୁଃଖ ଯାତନା ଉପଶମ ପାଇଁ ଏକ ଅମୋଘ ମହୋଷଧି ଭଳି ଅନୁଭୂତ ହୁଏ। Oh, this was my rendition. Thank you for watching and listening.
Kavita, yes, beautiful, sir. So nice. I like the second one. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Shyamaprasad Patnaik and Devendra KC, sir. Could you able to read now?
Good evening, all. Namaste.
Namaste,
Am I
sir.
audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Sorry for interruption previously. The ordeal of fire off to foreign lands, the jobless youth would head when finding daily bread become a bitter fight on high interest loans by parents painfully fed. Since on their children's fate there shone no ray of light, leaving behind their homeland and aging parents dear, who would ever choose to wander far and roam with every changing rule, tall promises they had here of progress and reform until their ears grew numb, yet true relief of change they never felt at home. In endless wave of hope, no future map was drawn, though drenched in daily sweat of backbreak labor dawn, fate wrote no peace or rest upon their weary brow. With tearful eyes and hearts where dreams of fortune grow, they waved a sad goodbye to family and land, but in the desert lands, under the blazing sun, with meager wages paid, no tree of joy could stand. They left to own a life, to build a brighter dawn, yet many returned to sleep inside a wooden box. Seeing this tragic end, the conscious and the taught were forced to face the truth of what the system brought. Through shifting coalitions and governments that fail, the nation the nation found no exit from this bitter gale as nepotism thrived and favoritism grew, drowned in selfish greed, bowing to the foe anew. The blood began to boil in youth, both far and near, who love their justice deep, who hold their vision clear when older elders plead with what the youth hold dear. A spirit of revolt was bound to strike in fear, and if this were not enough, the skilled and educated mind fled from their despair, leaving all behind as the disease of brain drain takes its heavy toll when no investment yields a harvest for a soul. A cloud of dark despair begins to shroud the whole. The seed of new rebellion is planted in the soil, though revolution bleeds and claims a heavy cost. Through precious youthful lives are shattered and are lost. Though precious youthful lives are shattered and are lost, the rulers stay unmoved. Their conscience fast asleep, and so across the land the torches flare and leap. The mandate of the crowd will shift to youth at last, for people are exhausted by the failures of the past. Beware, beware, O ruling elite, Take heed and understand. Take heed and understand. Let not the people's hope be shattered from the land. Let not the people's hope be shattered from the land. Thank you very much. This is the present scenario of my country.
That's very deep, sir. That's very deep and very concerning uh, aspect. Thank you so much for reading out and putting out there.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Rosalba Garcia. Rosalba Garcia.
Thank you.
Please, Rosalba, go ahead.
Well, thank you. Good morning from Colombia. My poem for today. An emotion in the Balzac booster. Books awaken your spirit of literary curiosity, some or and other rare. They are restless. They long to feel your fingertips. They want to be heard, to tell their stories. Many like Balzac. They tell you the human comedy that they describe the collective heartbeat with nauseous avarice and omnipotence, tasted verses, delight in rituals, the aroma of Penn's words, the culture of coffee. They whisper echoing a very space of artistic doubt in an intimate encounter with the world that melts into melodies. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Garcia. Thank you for coming and gracing the occasion and it's the event. So beautiful. Thank you so much. Please give a round of applause, my dear friend. That was
Thank you,
Garcia.
thank you.
That was Garcia. Please welcome Pran G Basak. Pran G Basak. Pran G Basak. Pran. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Good evening. Good evening to all. Just now I reached Kolkata from Delhi at 7:30. About 7 I joined from my car, but it was not functioning properly. Now I already entered in my guest house. So now it is my turn. Okay, I recite one Bangla poem. You know very well that I am writing in Bangla only. So actually yesterday was a day 22 Shravan, 22nd Shravan Maina. The day is the date of death of Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. 8th August is the date of death of Rabindranath Tagore. So to his memory, I wrote one poem. That is, I would like to recite that poem only. বিশ্বকবি রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুরের প্রয়াণ দিবস স্মরণে আপনাকে দেখি নাই বলে রোদে দাঁড়াই বৃষ্টিতে ভিজি সাঁতার কাটি মেঘের পরতে পূব আকাশে সূর্যোদয় দেখি সূর্যাস্ত দেখি পরখ করে দেখি বারান্দায় হেলানো ছায়ায় কে ছুঁয়ে থাকে দিনের ঘড়ি পরন্ত বিকেলে আপনাকে দেখি নাই বলে নরম সুরের গান শুনি দুঃখের বাতাস ওরে মনটা ভারী হয় শ্রাবণের এমন দিনে চোখের পাতা অশ্রু ঘন, একান্ত একাকী বিষণ্ণ সময় বড়ই উতলা হয়, আপনাকে দেখি নাই বলে বেদনার্ত দাঁড়াই। Thank you to everybody. Thank you for
Thank you
listening
so
my
much.
poem.
Thank you so much for reading out in
It is
Bengali.
Dargo to Rabindranath Tagore.
Thank you so much. That was a tribute.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Vajwani. Please give a round applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Mr. Prince. What a name. Oh my God, I love it. Prince. Oh, yeah. Prince. I love this.
Thank you so much, sir.
Mm.
Sir, I'm going to recite a poem. It's not merely a dream of becoming a king, it's a meditation of power, responsibility, democracy, and justice. And my poem goes like one day I shall attempt to become the king of this country. One day I shall attempt to become the king of this country, not for the splendor of a throne, not for the intoxication of power, but for the burden of responsibility that history has carried upon its soldiers for centuries. I shall begin again, not by erasing the past, but by learning from its ashes. I shall honor those who ruled this ancient land before me. I shall bow before their triumphs, acknowledge their wisdom, and it, with neither resentment nor reverence, correct the mistakes they left behind. For I shall show the world that democracy is more than the arithmetic of elections. It is a covenant between power and the people, a promise that no citizen shall become insignificant before the state. I shall show them that India is not merely a territory upon a map, but an ancient civilization still breathing. A confluence of languages, a constellation of faith, a memory of thousands of years, and the unfinished epic of millions of human dreams. I shall aspire to be a ruler under whose reign no citizen is compelled to build a movement merely to be heard, where questioning authority is not an act of treason and dissent is not mistaken for disloyalty. I shall seek to become Ajat Satru, one without an enemy, not because the world has no adversaries, but because my first battle shall be against injustice itself. My sword shall rise first against corruption, then against hunger, and then against ignorance, and finally against that ancient prejudice which teaches one human being to consider another inferior. Half of this nation is its woman. Therefore, half of its consciousness must never remain at the margins. I shall not speak of women merely as those who must be protected. I shall make them architects of power, authors of policy, leaders of institution, and equal custodians of the nation's destiny. I shall dream of an economy where prosperity is not an ornament owned by a privileged few, but an opportunity felt in the ordinary households, where the farmer is more than an electoral promise, where the worker is more than a statistics, and where the youth is not perpetually called the future of the nation, but trusted at its present. I shall build an army strong enough to make aggression an unprofitable fantasy, and diplomacy wise enough to understand that the highest expression of strength is sometimes the ability to prevent a war from beginning. For peace is not the language of the weak, it is the discipline of those powerful enough to choose restraint. I shall take science beyond laboratories. Knowledge
My God, he has been cut. Line has been cut. Was a very well rendered poem and very well written poem as well. Okay, let's go to Miss Suvarna. Miss Suvarna, please unmute your mic. Please unmute your mic. Suvarna. And Miss Shalini Nandkeolyar. Ma'am, please unmute your mic.
Thank you so much, Prasanna. Again, I think I've come after a while, and but it's always a joy to be back on this platform. Lovely to see everyone here, all the esteemed poets, and listen to each and everyone's creations. And especially wonderful to see you, Prasanna. Always an honor for me, greatly humbled and overwhelmed. So I won't take up too much time. I'll just go on to my poem. Was having a hard time deciding what to read, but finally this is what came up. The Dancing Light. The newly enlightened moon alighted gingerly in my room, seated in his own carved niche, content, waiting for me. But tonight, I am in halves, almost crescent, not in the mood for conversation. But tonight, I am in halves and almost crescent, not in a mood for conversation. The rivers are turbulent. The dogs howl, owls confess. Night speaks in unknown languages, some uncoded, uncharted phenomena. Yet, the moon remains jubilant with each passing moment, more eloquent, alert, present. It too has lived in halves, melted crescent, quietly waxed and waned, disappeared and reappeared, waited in penance, scarcely breathing, smiling at the play of day and night, light and shade, a game that vanishes in the blink of an eye. The storm slowly abated, the tide even. I walked center stage, gave myself to the moon's embrace, let it course through my veins, full-blooded, each cell illumined into a trillion lamps. In the fading silhouette, looked above the arc of the serene moon, above my mind's mirages, lost twixt Shiva's locks, the moon and I together, be bathed in the Ganges waters, another journey's end, a symphony of music and the dancing light. Thank you so much.
Symphony of music and the dance. How beautiful, closing line. And I like the way you write me. So beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Uh,
I've written a poem in Hindi, but I see there are a lot of people still. So I'll
Yes,
keep
yes,
it for another day.
exactly. Prince, you can continue from where you.
Sorry, sir, my laptop just stopped and diplomat. I shall build an army strong enough to make aggression an unprofitable fantasy, and diplomacy wise enough to understand that the highest expression of strength is sometimes the ability to prevent a war from beginning. For peace is not a language of the weak, it is the discipline of those powerful enough to choose restraint. I shall take science beyond laboratories, knowledge beyond classrooms, and innovation beyond privilege. I want India to become not merely the nation with the world's largest population, but one of the world's greatest reservoirs of human possibility. And I shall measure progress by something greater than numbers. I shall ask, are our children happier? Are our women freer? Are our workers more dignified? Are our villages more hopeful? Are our cities more human? Does prosperity enlarge the humanity spirit or merely the size of the possession? For my dream is not merely to create a powerful India, it is to create an India where power possesses compassion, prosperity possesses justice, patriotism possesses wisdom, and authority possesses restraints. And if one day power truly rests in my hand, I shall remember the first kingdom I was ever entrusted to govern myself. For a man who cannot conquer his arrogance, his greed, his anger, and his hunger for applause has no moral tide to govern millions. I shall not seek to immortalize my name in history. I shall seek to build a future that does not require my name, to remember what was good, and perhaps, long after my reign has become a faded paragraph in some history book, someone will look back and say, he sat upon a throne, but never mistook himself for the honor of the kingdom. He understood that a nation does not belong its ruler, the ruler belonged to the nation, and perhaps that will be the only crown I shall ever deserve.
Very well put, Prince. Very well put. And yes, democracy is beyond the arithmetic of, arithmetics of elections.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank. Brilliant. Anybody would like to react on Prince poem
I
especially?
think, Prince, this was brilliant. I think coming from younger generation, we really appreciate your thoughts, your
Thank you
feelings,
so much, sir.
and I think having the guts to say that and in such a lucid way, I think kudos to you, Prince.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. One is that
Namaste, ma'am.
you do write about things that are very, very relevant. Uh, but the interesting thing is that what you're saying today, I used to write that when I was in school. I would want to be this and I would want my country to be like that, and so on and so forth. But the desire to be a ruler, the moment we use the word rule, I think we need to introspect on that. So when you read your poem again, then see if there is, because we have Mahatma Gandhi who stripped himself of all his clothes and literally just covered his nakedness. And I visited the ashram where he lived before he operated the independence movement. And I wept because all he had was this spectacles and that stick. So I think that perhaps what jarred on me with your poem, which was wonderful, is the word ruler. Because even now we say the party that is ruling, the ruling party, and so on. So try and see if you can find another word for it, because you're
Sure,
so
ma'am.
brilliant with your words.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much.
keep writing.
And yet I would feel, this values that he upholds and the values that he enumerates and writes about, I wish there were more minds who would think more of love and compassion and renouncing all material things. But of course, Rupali has a point because it takes you a little away from what your ideals are. Nevertheless, Prince, your thoughts were very, very, very
Thank you so
precious.
much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Sir, can I, sir? Hi, Prince. You
ma'am.
write very well. And you used Ajata Shatru.
Yes, ma'am.
Ajata Shatru's on that time, one ruler, one person also is there.
Yes.
Jain is also ruling on that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Jains are Buddhism.
Yes, ma'am.
So Ajatasattu is like a name is very common, but he is not a very cruel person.
Yes.
You know that. You know
Yes, ma'am.
that.
Yes.
Yes. So we have there are a very peaceful person is Buddhism, but he is not adapted the Buddhism. Is ruled like that. But every we have to take positiveness and you can go positive, and you are a upcoming guy, so you can do
Thank you,
that.
ma'am.
Good thing is what I guess. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Prince. Very thought-provoking, and should keep writing, I know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Please welcome Miss Dr. Rupali Pandey, my mentor and everything.
Well, thank you so much, Prasanna, because, I know that some of us elderly women here are lending a lot of glamour to your forum, but you keep us waiting for so long, our back starts breaking. I was just sitting in great pain. So do call us a little early. I'd be very happy. Now, this is the a short poem I'm going to read because so many people are waiting. And it's called The Mango Tree. This is the mango season in India, and everybody is eating lots and lots of mangoes, and the market's full of it. But there's this mango tree in my house, which the fruits only, alternate years. But when it does, you open the door in the morning and you find a field of mangoes lying on the ground. And it's so superb. And so this is called the mango tree. Silent and still, its heady fragrance mocked my arrogance. The dark green leafy coffer could no longer hold its golden offer. Something deep inside the nectar-filled tree compelled it to give. It seemed to know to give is the only way to live. Give me shade, give me fruits, and I will not cut your roots. Give me rain, my skin burns with hot pain. As I greedily sucked the juicy gold, I could not hold gratitude filling my stilling heart. I knew, like the mango tree, I must also give, or else how will I live? Can one alone suck life's sweetness and not care to share? So this is how I felt when I saw the gift that the mango tree gives every morning, that it shares everything with us, takes nothing. So thank you so much.
Oh, you have said so many things. I mean, so much, in your short poem, ma'am. Wonderful. What a great imagery, and how you beautifully have, turned it out to be. Wonderful.
Thank you, Prasanna. I'm sorry I pulled your leg and you were, I think a bit upset, but
No, 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 not at all. I'm not at all. Never, never, never.
Today
Thank
there
you
was
so much.
another program, and so we had to, read poems on our coming Independence Day and so on. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave because I have a bit of work to do. There's no electricity here. Thank you
Please,
so
please,
much.
please, please. Please give a round of applause, my dear. Thank you so much, ma'am. Please welcome Miss Heera Nawaz. Miss Heera Nawaz.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Okay. First of all, this poem is entitled Jesus the Savior because I've always had deep faith in Jesus and Father God. So let me read my poem. In the history of mankind, Jesus Christ is designated and universally called the Great, for he is the ruler of all hearts and he is instrumental in determining our fate. Jesus has no doctoral degree, yet he is followed by Christians worldwide singing holy hymns. He was cruelly betrayed, hung on a cross, sharp nails were dug into his hands and limbs. Jesus was no president or prime minister, yet in the world he is called the omniscient king, a spotlessly beautiful soul. Even to this day, Christians spend Sundays in church worshipping. He committed no crime, but was the symbol, the icon of forgiveness and love, a perfect embodiment of alignment, ideal life, agreed upon by a great God above. He was betrayed for 30 pieces of silver, crucified, buried in a tomb, yet he lives today. He rules people's hearts and souls as he urges them to seek God and pray. His unhypocritical kingdom is not of this world. He dwells in the hearts that believe. Jesus forgave sins if we earnestly repent and atone, and then our guilt he relieves. Jesus' life is a paradox. He offers no wealth, yet he considered him the treasure of our lives. His Psalms and Proverbs in the Bible on the wheels on which Christianity drives. When we blatantly lie or sin, Christianity drives. When we blatantly lie or sin, we just cannot look into those intense magnetic eyes. Can you imagine that a man born 2000 years ago now helps dreams to materialize? In his alignment, we realize that we are not weak, but powerfully strong. Jesus was triumphant and suffused with victory. He was always right, not wrong. We are rendered by his blood. Though he was hung on a cross, he had not committed any sin. And mankind was metaphors by his leadership as we look to him. The story of Jesus Christ's redemption is now a part of archaic history, yet his resurrection remains forever a mystery. So this is my poem, and I would just like to say that Jesus Christ has always been my role model. I've always tried to live as Christ-like a life as possible. Unfortunately, I'm not a Christ. I'm a ordinary human being. I've made many mistakes. And now in this public platform, I confess I have not been a kind of person that I really should be. I have got a lot of things I've not done in my life, which I repent. And I would just like to say, I have made a mistake. I confess it in front of everybody. And I say I should not have done that. Of course, I cannot tell what I did, but I repent and I say in front of everyone, I am very sorry. I'm really sorry. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Please be relieved of the pain and all. Thank you so much. Please give it up, my dear friends. Please welcome Miss Millie Das. Miss Millie Das.
Hello, Prashanaji. I
Millie Das.
am out of my room and
Okay.
here is on the road. It's too
Okay.
much noise.
Yeah.
I will say my reception in next week. Okay.
Right.
Thank you so much
Please-
for your kind invitation. I'm outside from my room. That is why there is too much noise. The poetry
Yeah.
will be not clear.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please welcome Miss Saraswati Poswal. Miss Saraswati Poswal.
Hello, good morning, good evening, namaskar, sat sri akal, adab, salam to everyone. Thank you so much, K. Kumar Prasanna ji. As today everyone was reciting so well regarding, independence, and all the poems were too good. And Mango Tree by Rupali ma'am, as usual, fantastic. I enjoyed listening to everyone. अब इतना time नहीं है कि सबके बारे में describe किया जाए. So I'll go with my Hindi poem today. जैसे कि अभी सावन के दिन चल रहे हैं, इट वाज रिटन ऑन शिव जी पे मैंने लिखी थी अपनी कविता. सो आई विल गो विद दैट. इट्स इन हिंदी. नादा दिल. नादा दिल की कोई फरियाद नहीं होती, नादान दिल की कोई फरियाद नहीं होती, महताब हो जाती है जुस्तजू कोई खास नहीं होती। नादान दिल की कोई फरियाद नहीं होती, महताब हो जाती है जुस्तजू कोई खास नहीं होती। दे दो पंख उन उड़ते हुए जज्बातों को, दे दो पंख उन उड़ते हुए जज्बातों को, जिनको खुद की कीमत की एहसास नहीं होती, जिनको खुद की कीमत की एहसास नहीं होती। दे दो पंख उन उड़ते हुए जज्बातों को। होते हैं नादान दिल, होते हैं नादान दिल भी बड़े, जिन्हें होते हैं नादान दिल भी बड़े, जिन्हें उड़ना कोई सिखा नहीं सकता। कोई ना कोई पारखी नजर, कोई ना कोई पारखी नजर उन पर पड़ जाए, वो परचम लहराती हैं। कोई ना कोई पारखी नजर उन पर पड़ जाए तो परचम लहराती हैं। शिव का साथ मिल जाए, शिव का साथ मिल जाए उन सबको जिन्हें कुछ पाने की दरकार नहीं होती। शिव का साथ मिल जाए उन सबको जिनको कुछ पाने की दरकार नहीं होती है। महज एक छोटा बच्चे सी ख्वाहिश, महज एक छोटे बच्चे सी ख्वाहिश, जैसे वो भी कुछ खास नहीं होती। महज एक छोटे बच्चे सी ख्वाहिश, जैसे वो कुछ खास नहीं होती। नादां वो नादां वो नादां वो तोड़ कर खुश होते हैं, नादां वो तोड़ कर खुश होते हैं। कभी बड़ी से बड़ी इनायत भी खास नहीं होती, कभी बड़ी से बड़ी इनायत भी खास नहीं होती। नादां उस दिल को सहज कर रखना, नादान उस दिल को सहज कर रखना है, क्योंकि नादान दिल बड़ी मुश्किल से मिलता है बचपन, है बचपन ही बस नादानियों से भरा, है बचपन ही बस नादानियों से भरा। उन्हें दूर अपने बिन बात के उन्हें दूर बिन बात के अपने मसलों से रखना, यही है मजा। शिव बन जाए उसके जीवन, बन जाए उसका जीवन। नादान दिलों में घुलने ना दे जहर, नादान दिलों में घुलने ना दे जहर। गटक जाए आकर शिव ही करते उसका जीवन। दिलों में घुलने ना दे जहर, गटक जाए आकर शिव ही करते ये चमत्कार हैं। दिस वॉज द ट्रिब्यूट फॉर फ्रॉम माई साइड फॉर
No,
शिव
no,
जी
no, man.
एज
No, no,
प्योर।
no, 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 man. No, no. You read it in one go. Read it in one go.
इन वन गो ओके, मैंने तोड़ दिया
Yes,
बहुत
don't
ज्यादा।
repeat the line. Don't read it in one go unless you emphasize the, this thing where it is required. Please read it in one go because we didn't get that. I
ओके
don't.
ओके, एक ही गो में
One go,
पढ़ती हूँ
one
मैं
go.
आपको। हाँ नहीं, मैं तो आज आज मेरा कविता बोलने का मन नहीं था, मेरे को गाना गाने का बड़ा मन हो रहा था,
नहीं
तो
नहीं
मैं तो वो
नहीं. Please
निकाल
read
के।
it. Please read it. Please
ओके,
read.
आई रीड इट अगेन, आई रीड इट अगेन। नादान दिल की कोई फरियाद नहीं होती, महताब हो जाती है जुस्तजू कोई खास नहीं होती। दे दो पंख उन उड़ते हुए जज्बातों को, जिनको खुद की कीमत की एहसास नहीं होती। होते हैं नादान दिल बड़े, जिनके उड़ने का उड़ना को कोई सिखा नहीं सकता उनको। कोई पारखी नजर ही उनको पड़ जाए, वो परचम लहरा जाती हैं। शिव का साथ मिल जाए उन सबको जिन्हें कुछ पाने की दरकार नहीं होती। महज एक छोटे बच्चे सी ख्वाहिश, जैसे वो भी कुछ खास नहीं होती। नादां वो तोड़कर खुश होते हैं, नादां वो खुश तोड़कर होते हैं, तो कभी बड़ी से बड़ी इनायत भी खास नहीं होती। नादान उस दिल को सहज कर रखना, नादान उस दिल को सहज कर रखना है, क्योंकि नादान दिल बड़ी मुश्किल से मिलता है बचपन है बचपन ही बस नादानियों से भरा। उन्हें दूर अपने बिन बात के मसलों से रखना। शिव जिसको थाम ले आकर बन जाए उसका जीवन। नादान दिलों में घुलने न दें जहर, गटक जाए आकर शिव करते हैं चमत्कार वही।
ये हुई ना बात, ये हुई ना बात, ठीक
मैं थोड़ा
है.
स्लो बोल रही थी कि टाइम कंज्यूम हो मेरे सर। छोटा सा मैं एक सॉन्ग गाऊंगी जो मेरा बड़ा मन कर रहा था आज आपके समक्ष पेश करने
आपका
का।
मन
इट्स अ
कर रहा था, तो ठीक है फिर
छोटा सा
गाने
छोटा सा, I'll go। हाँ जी हाँ जी, आई गो विद दिस। सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। हम बुलबुले हैं इसकी ये गुलसिता हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। पर्वत वो सबसे ऊंचा हमसाया आसमां का। पर्वत वो सबसे ऊंचा हमसाया आसमां का। वो संतरी हमारा वो पासबा हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। गोदी में खेलती हैं गोदी में खेलती हैं इसके हजारों नदियां। गोदी में खेलती हैं इसकी हजारों नदियां। गुलशन है जिनके दम से गुलशन है जिनके दम से रश के जहां हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा। धन्यवाद, शुक्रिया आप सभी को।
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so
बहुत
much.
बहुत बधाई हो
Please,
इंडिपेंडेंस डे
please
की।
give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome P. Suvarna.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, everyone.
Good evening. Greetings to you all. This is Suvarna. I have been joining after a long time due to lack of time. Happy to see all the galaxy of poets. Saraswati Poswal ma'am and all Rupali ma'am, everybody. I'm happy to see.
Nice to
Thank
hear
you,
from you.
Prasanna sir. I thought of reading 2 poems, but I think it's lack of time. Which language can I go, sir? Telugu or English?
Any you wish to, ma'am. Any you wish to.
Okay. ఎవరు నేర్పారో మరి ఈ మల్లెలకి మరులు గొలిపే మధురమైన సువాసన నిమ్మని ఎవరు నేర్పారో మరి గుబాలించే గులాబీలకి పవిత్రమైన చిరునవ్వుని పంచమని ఎవరు నేర్పారో మరి ఈ కవులకి మధురమైన తలపులను పలుకులుగా పదాలుగా మలచి కమ్మని కవితలుగా రాయమని ఎవరు నేర్పారో మరి మమతను పొందిన మనిషి మాధవుని రూపమెత్తిన మనిషి ఈర్ష్యను దాచి ద్వేషమును పెంచి విషమును పంచమని ఎవరు నేర్పారో మరి. Telugu poem, sir. Now, can I go with English or shall I stop,
Yes,
sir?
ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. The title of the poem is Beauty of an Agony. Tempestuous life's canvas, propelled by fate, and as a bird with clipped wings, blushed in the life's pains, melancholy darkness, as crimson clouds, holding its tears in bliss. Tempestuous life's canvas, with brick-bat shadows, and with beauty of an agony, adventured on hope's crimson chariot clouds. Beauty of an agony, propelled by fate, trying to build harmony. Thank you, sir. Thank you for listening to my poem to all.
Should keep coming, sir, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Yes,
reading.
sir. I have been transferred to, we have shifted a house to Vijayanagaram. So from
Okay.
Visakhapatnam to Srikakulam to Vijayanagaram, every day we are traveling, so lack of time. So that's
That's wonderful, ma'am. That's wonderful.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Please give a
Sir,
round.
sir, so
Yeah,
can I?
please. Yeah.
Suvarna ma'am,
Quick,
Suvarna
quick,
garu.
quick 2 words. Quick 2
And
words.
ఓకే, సువర్ణ గారు నా ఫోన్ నంబర్ తీసుకోండి. మేము సైతం పక్షుల కోసం అనే కార్యక్రమం చేస్తున్నాం. మీరు రివ్యూ చేస్తాం.
okay, Andy, thank you. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
I'm
Miss.
gonna
Yes,
line.
let's go to Miss Anjali, ma'am. Let's go to Miss Anjali.
ప్రియాంక ఆవిడ నెంబర్ ఎలా తెలుస్తుందా?
Let's go to Ms. Anjali. Please go ahead, ma'am. Unmute, please. Unmute, please.
సార్ హలో వినపడుతుందా సార్?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, please.
ఓకే. నేను తెలుగు అమ్మాయిని, తెలుగు నేలపై పుట్టిన గొప్పతనాన్ని మీ ముందుకు తీసుకురావడానికి ఈరోజు మీ ముందుకు వచ్చాను. కృష్ణమ్మ పరవళ్ళు తొక్కుతూ ఉంటే, ఇంద్రకీలాద్రిపై అమ్మవారు భక్తుల పూజలు అందుకుంటూ ఉంటే అదే నా తెలుగు నేల. గోదారమ్మ సోయగాలతో అలలపై అలలు ప్రయాణిస్తూ సముద్రాన్ని చేరే వేళ ఆ పవిత్ర సంగమంలో ప్రపంచంలోనే ప్రత్యేక రుచిని అందించే పులస చేప పుట్టింది ఈ నేలపైనే కదా. ఇది నా తెలుగు నేల. కలియుగ ప్రత్యక్ష దైవం, కోట్లాది భక్తుల హృదయాల్లో కొలువైన ఏడుకొండల వాడైన శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వరుడు వెలసిన నేల ఇదే. ఇది నా తెలుగు నేల. భారత జాతీయ పతాకాన్ని మువ్వన్నెల రూపాన్ని అందించిన మహనీయుడు పింగళి వెంకయ్య గారు జన్మించిన గడ్డ ఇదే. అది నా తెలుగు నేల. తెలుగు సాహిత్య, సంగీత, నాట్య, చిత్రకళకు ఎన్నో తరాలుగా ఊపిరి పోస్తున్న నేల ఇది. కళాకారుల ప్రతిభకు గౌరవం ఇచ్చే నేల ఇది. మన సంస్కృతిని కాపాడడానికి, భవిష్యత్ తరాలకు అందించే నేల ఇది. భవిష్యత్తు ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ కొత్త ఆశలతో రూపుదిద్దుకుంటున్న అమరావతిని కూడా ఈ నేలలోనే ఓ కొత్త కథను రాస్తుంది. అందుకే అందుకే నేను తెలుగు అమ్మాయిని. తెలుగు నేలపై పుట్టినందుకు గర్విస్తున్నాను. తెలుగు నీళ్ళలో పెరిగినందుకు గర్విస్తున్నాను. తెలుగు సంస్కృతి మోస్తున్నందుకు గర్విస్తున్నాను. సో సార్ ఇంకా ఉంది, చదవమంటారా, స్టాప్ చేయమంటారా? హలో. ప్రాంతాలు వేరైనా, ప్రాంతీయత వేరైనా, రాష్ట్రాలు వేరైనా, మన హృదయాల్లో వినిపించే భాష ఒకటే తెలుగు. ఎక్కడున్నా, ఎక్కడ జీవిస్తున్నా, ప్రపంచంలో ఏ మూల వెళ్ళినా మీరు ఎవరు అని అడిగితే మేమందరం గర్వంగా చెబుతాం, మేము తెలుగు వాళ్ళం. అదే మా గర్వం, అదే మా గుర్తింపు, అదే మా సంస్కృతి. మన తెలుగు జాతి వైభవాన్ని, మన భారతీయ సంస్కృతి గొప్పతనాన్ని ప్రపంచానికి పరిచయం చేయడానికి ఒక తెలుగు అమ్మాయిగా నేను ఈరోజు మీ ముందుకు కళను గౌరవిస్తూ, కళాకారుల ప్రపంచానికి పరిచయం చేస్తూ, తెలుగు నేల గొప్పతనాన్ని ప్రపంచ వేదికపై వినిపించడానికి నేను వస్తున్నాను. ఈ తెలుగమ్మాయిగా ఆర్ట్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ ద్వారా అది కేవలం ఒక మ్యాగజైన్ కాదు, అది కళకు నా గౌరవం, అది నా తెలుగు నేలకు నా నివాళి, అది నా సంస్కృతికి నా కానుక. నేను తెలుగు అమ్మాయిని. తెలుగు నేల నా గర్వం, తెలుగు భాష నా శ్వాస, తెలుగు సంస్కృతి నా గుర్తింపు. ధన్యవాదాలు, ప్రత్యేక కృతజ్ఞతలు మై గ్రాండ్ పేరెంట్స్ వెంకటేశ్వరరావు గారు, అలాగే కృష్ణకుమారి గారికి అంకితం. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
How lovely, how lovely. All the best and congratulations to you for your endeavor and your, whatever your, the venture that you started, the magazine. I wish it goes to leaps and bounds, and all poets would share their creations, and you yourself, make a mark in the arena of literature and the creative field. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we poets as well, everyone, wishing you all, on behalf of them, I'm wishing you the best. Thank you so much, my dear friends. I think I could just share a piece and wind up the show. And I think I'm not getting the poem that I have written, but then yes, no poetry. I think it is a satirical take. Well, wondering where is poetry? Richard has already laid. The tree has lost its charm, and so no rhythm. A dilatory conundrum. Words just flow in order of rhyme, and yet with no serious poetic hum. What do you mean? Does the poetry has lost its sheen? Maybe, as everyone trying to croon in unison that they are writing a poem on the nature shower of serene, but where is the waft of petrichor? There is no sensory pallor. Poetry is for sure, has gone for sure. No trees bereft of syllable counter. It's swaying hither and thither. Who would bother? Which way it go either. No one cares neither, says this unruly poetess. Thank you. Thank you so much, my dears. Bye bye.
Super
Bye
poem, sir.
bye.
Congratulations.
Bye bye. Thank you, Richard.
Bye.
My love. My Millie ma'am. Bye bye. And Saraswati.